A very good day to everyone. Welcome to Happy Learning. This is Kusma. Now we are going to learn the MCQs topic about respiration. Very important topic. Who are preparing the NEET Foundation, TET aspirants, and who are preparing the biology other competitive exams like teaching exams, TET, DSC, and everything. So see here. We will find vocal cords in here. Options are there: larynx, pharynx, nasal cavity, and trachea. What is the answer? We will find vocal cords in larynx. Cluster of air sacs in lungs is called alveolus. Very important. Alveolus. Which of the following is correct? The diaphragm contracts, volume of chest cavity increased. That means when diaphragm contracts, volume of chest cavity can increase. We know diaphragm is the muscle present under the lungs, above the abdomen. The diaphragm contracts, volume of chest cavity decreased. Diaphragm expands, volume of chest cavity increased. The diaphragm expands, volume of chest cavity decreased. What is the answer? When diaphragm contracts, volume of the chest cavity increased. At that time, air can fill into the lungs because only the chest cavity can increase. Respiration is a catabolic process because of why it is called as catabolic process? Because synthesis of a chemical energy. You can see the other options and you can compare the answer when I am telling. Synthesis of chemical energy. Energy is stored in. We know very well what is that energy is stored in where? In which organelle? As mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cell, in the form of the ATP, the energy can stored in that. In this process, food is broken down to release energy. In which process food is broken down to release energy? Respiration. What is the answer? Respiration. The word respiration comes from Latin word. The gas liberated on heating powdered charcoal is. What is that? Which gas liberate always from the heating of the charcoal, powdered charcoal? Carbon dioxide. The gas needed for combustion of the substance is oxygen. As for the combustion, we need the gas oxygen. If oxygen is not there, combustion process can't move. The air we breathe out precipitates. What is that? Which one can precipitate that one? Yes, lime water, calcium hydroxide. The air we breathe out what? Carbon dioxide. Lime water can change it as milky white. In bacterium, cellular respiration takes place in. Where cellular respiration takes place? In cytoplasm. Each ATP molecule gives how many calories of energy? See here the options. How many calories of the energy? 7,200 calories of the energy. This is the first stage in the oxidation of the glucose molecule. Glycolysis, the breakdown of the glucose molecule into the pyruvates. Accumulation of this results in muscular pain, because accumulation, that means more amount of the accumulation, more amount of acid present means we can get muscular pain. What is that? Lactic acid. The volume of the dough increased in bread preparation due to fermentation. Fermentation, dough preparations and bakery foods and curd preparation, everything is the process of fermentation. In bakeries, they use what? Yeast they used for fermentation. Who wrote that respiration is a combustion? Very slow indeed. Oxygen not only combines with carbon but also with hydrogen. So not only combines with carbon but also with hydrogen. It has to combine. Who told this? Yes, Lavoisier. Gills or fur? For what gills? Aquatic respiration. Aquatic animals, fish, frog, they need gills to breathe. Pulmonary means what? Pulmonary means lungs. By using the lungs, they has to be respire like animals and humans. Terrestrial. Terrestrial means land. In pulmonary respiration, respiratory organs are what? Now only at all? Lungs. Skin is cutaneous respiration. Hemoglobin of blood. Hemoglobin is the protein we know. It is present in the blood and pigment which cause for the red color to the blood. And iron is the mineral present in that. Hemoglobin of blood transports. What it transports? Both oxygen and carbon dioxide. So carbon dioxide out to the cell and oxygen to the cell. So hemoglobin only is caused for to transport. These are the end products of aerobic respiration. We know what is aerobic respiration. It involves air for the respiration. So what are the end products in that? End products are carbon dioxide, water and energy. During daytime, the rate of this process is usually higher than respiration in plants. During daytime, this process, see here the processor, this one is higher than respiration in plants. What is that? Photosynthesis. Answer is photosynthesis. In daytime, sun energy is more. So only the rate of this process is usually higher than the respiration than plants. The structure that plays an important role in respiratory movements. See here, diaphragm is the muscle. This is only cause for the movement. Then only for the contraction, relaxation, the chest cavity increase and decrease by air filling and air out in the lungs is caused by the diaphragm muscle. So only it is play an important role in respiratory movements. Number of lobes present in the left lung of man. 2. Larynx is, what is this? An upper part of trachea. Which of the following is correct sequence? Very, very important. The correct sequence like this questions frequently they asked in competitive exams and normal during your board 10th class exams and NEET classes. Which of the following is the correct sequence of air passage during inhalation? Nostrils, pharynx, larynx, trachea, alveoli. Always remember this sequence. Trachea is commonly called as, what is answer? Windpipe is nothing but trachea. So we know sound box, vocal cords is sound. What is septum? It is present in the heart. It is separates the both left heart and right heart. So right and left part of the heart. Sorry. If the alveoli of our lungs are spread out, they will cover an area of nearly, if alveoli of lungs if spreads, how much percentage of the area they has to be covered? 160 meters square. The muscular structure in the chest cavity that separate abdomen from respiratory system is what? Muscular structure. Muscle, which one is present in respiratory system? Yes, diaphragm. Esophagus is food pipe. Ribcage, we know that is covers the lungs. Epiglottis, we know this is the flap-like structure which has to be helpful for entering the air into the windpipe and food into the food pipe. So answer is what? Muscle, diaphragm. The percentage of oxygen in exhaled air is 16. Exhaled, so not inhaled. Inhaled means very high percentage it should be, but here they asked exhaled. So some percent of oxygen only they has to be exhaled. That means from the body it has to be go 16. This muscular valve in pharynx controls movement of air and food towards respective passages. What is the answer? Respective passages. Epiglottis. So controls the movement of the air and food. Already I told. Epiglottis is the flap-like structure. It is helpful for the to move air into the windpipe and to move food into the food pipe. So this passage, who are maintaining, who are controlling in the pharynx here? Muscular valve. Which valve that one? Epiglottis valve. Single celled organisms take in oxygen from, see here the options, air, soil, water, both air and water. What is the answer? Water. Single celled organisms take in oxygen from water. Several intermediate products are formed in, where several intermediate products are formed in respiration. In respiration, several intermediate products are formed. Respiratory organs in cockroach. Respiratory organ is what? In cockroach. Trachea. What is that? Tracheum. Cutaneous respiration occurring. So cutaneous respiration is what? From the skin they has to be respire. Then what is the answer for that? Frog, earthworm, leech, all the above. Which one is answer? All the above. Leech, earthworm, frog. That means if you can doubt, means frog in the aquatic, when it is under the water, they use their gills. But when they are in the when they are on the land, they use the lungs. When they are in the tadpole time, they use the skin. So frog also is the correct answer. The reason for the animals to develop different types of respiratory organs is body size, habitat in which they live, and that means animals to develop different types of, why? Because all animals not only have one respiratory organ, different respiratory organs they have, skin, lung and gills, like that. Why? Because of where they are living, by the condition of that atmosphere, they has to be developed that respiratory organ according to that to respire. So only depends on the body size, availability of water and types of the circulatory system they have. So all the above is the correct answer. In plants, exchange of gases takes place through, we know what is the answer, easily you can get. Surface of roots, lenticels on stems, stomata. As all are the correct answers. Breathing roots are present in. Breathing roots present in where? Mangrove plants. Why? Because these plants grow under the very sticky areas. So the soil, they can't take up the atmospheric air into the root hairs. So only the root hairs, they can come up to the soil. Then only they can breathe. So breathing roots, they are called mangrove roots. These are end products of the aerobic respiration. So all are the end products here. In the presence of air, it can take place, and CO2, H2 energy, all are the end products. Which of the following is known as the energy current cell during cells in biology? ATP. This is ATP. ATP also, this is the form of adenosine diphosphate, it is adenosine triphosphate. So ATP molecule is energy currency, it stores energy. In cockroaches, air enter the body through spiracles. What is the answer? Spiracles. Which of the following is most likely to have much higher breathing rate? So among these animals, which has most higher breathing rate? Cat. Exhaled air contains, absolutely correct answer, everybody we know, carbon dioxide. Exhaled air contains, but see the options, HO, nitrogen and water vapor. When we breathe out carbon dioxide, water vapor also along with carbon dioxide comes out. So what is the answer here? Carbon dioxide and water. So whenever this question comes, you have to choose the options. You have to observe all options what they give. We keep compulsory carbon dioxide, but if water vapor is present, that also has to you keep. So carbon dioxide and water vapor. A flap-like muscular valve controls movement of air in and food. Already we discussed many times. Epiglottis. Lenticels are the respiratory organs. Exist in this part of the plant. Lenticels are present in woody part of the stem. These also respiratory organs like stomata in leaves. Mangrove trees growing near seashores respire with their Aerial roots, that means breathing roots. I already discussed where they grow in sticky areas. So in the sticky areas when they grow, from that the soil they can't absorb the atmospheric air which one need to the photosynthesis. For that the root which are present in the plants that can come up to the soil to take the to take the atmosphere air. So aerial roots, in the answer itself is there, aerial roots. These finally terminate in clusters of air sacs in alveolus. What is the answer? Bronchioles. Clusters what? Terminates. That means it stops. Bronchioles, from the bronchus, bronchioles. Breathing is the process of, what is this process? Inhaling and exhaling. Oxygen combines with hemoglobin to form oxyhemoglobin. In the name itself is there is what? Oxygen, oxy, hemoglobin, oxyhemoglobin. Very, very simple. Carbon dioxide is transported in the blood as bicarbonate. What is the answer? Bicarbonate. Not carbonate and hemocarbonate, bicarbonate. The gas released when a baker prepares a dough by mixing yeast in it. So what is the gas? Carbon dioxide. The process is what? Fermentation. In fermentation, yeast cells produce this substance from sugar. Sugar is nothing but glucose. What is the answer? Ethanol. Very, very important bit. Ethanol can be produced. When we preserve idli, dosa dough at our home, we will notice the smell of the ethanol. What is the process? Already now only we discussed. That is what? Fermentation. The ethanol can be separated from the yeast glucose mixture by the process of. So here the process are there. Separation process. This is the forming process. Destructive distillation, fractional distillation. What is the answer here? Fractional distillation. By this process we can separate the yeast glucose mixture. From that we can separate the ethanol. Ethanol boils at a low temperature of about 70 degrees. What is that? 70 degrees. Respiration was a process like combustion. This was stated by very important bit, and they told very slow process and everything. Lavoisier. Skin is the respiratory organ. I told whenever it comes cutaneous, it is the skin respiratory organ. Pulmonary is what? Related to lungs. In most plants, gaseous exchange takes place through. In plants, gaseous exchange takes place by through. What is the answer? Yes. Easily we can get the answer. Always what? Stomatum. Stomata is the answer. We can remove dissolved oxygen from glucose solution. That means glucose have the dissolved oxygen from that by heating it for. That means how much duration we have to be give to remove the dissolved oxygen from the glucose. What is the answer? A minute we have to heat. A blue dye dyes in green. Janus green bit turns to which color when the supply of oxygen around it is short? So what is the answer? See here, we sometimes we will confuse about this dye always, but what is the answer? Pink. What is that? Pink. When we undertake strenuous exercise, we build up what is called oxygen depth. What is that? Oxygen depth. Wild yeasts are normally found growing on the skin of fruits like wild yeasts. What is that? Wild yeasts. Grapes, apples, banana. Not that grapes and apples. On that wild yeasts can grow. In eukaryotic cells, the sites of cellular respiration are cytoplasm and mitochondria. We know ribosomes for photosynthesis, mitochondria for powerhouse of the cell. In eukaryotic cells, these both are the sites, cytoplasm and mitochondria. In the first stage of respiration, glycolysis, that means breakdown of the glucose into what? Already I discussed in previous bits. Now, what is the end product of the glycolysis? Yes, pyruvic acid. What is that? Pyruvic acid. But here 3 molecules is there, 2 molecules is there. Then what is the correct option? 2 molecules of the pyruvic acid with ATPs. These organisms obtain oxygen and expel carbon dioxide directly from the body by the process of the diffusion. So, diffusion the process where it can be occur. Amoeba, Hydra, planaria. So, all are the correct answers. Tissue in this plant produce oxygen, also required for producing energy and carbon dioxide. What is the answer? Orchids. Adaptations seen in these plants growing in water-logged conditions. Much larger air spaces and hollow them. See the other options carefully. Much larger air spaces, but along with the hollow stem. Here 2 options are there, but 2 options are correct. So C option is the correct one. Respiration is which process? The respiration is catabolic process. Previous bit also we discussed the catabolic process is respiration. In most plants during night time the rate of this process is higher than other processes. Answer is respiration. During night time respiration is higher and during daytime photosynthesis higher than the respiration in plants due to the what? Sun energy. Alveoli are units of the lungs. So nephrons are kidneys. C-shaped cartilaginous rings are present in this part of respiratory system of man. Trachea. Like this it will be C-shaped. In earthworm, hemoglobin is present in, where it present in earthworm? Plasma. What is the answer? Plasma. So, these are the some bits about the respiratory system. In next class, we will discuss more of the bits than this. So, please watch our channel continuously to get science knowledge, and if it is used to you, please share it to needy students like NEET Foundation and who are preparing for the TET, DSC Biology and other competitive exams which need the biology. Thank you for watching. Keep watching our channel.